So we're going to make the composition book cover, and you need a few supplies for sure, and then the rest of it is kind of extra, and I'll go through that here as we go. So the supplies you actually really need, you need your notebook, and it could be any kind of notebook, doesn't have to be a composition book like this, but definitely whatever notebook you want to make a cover for. And then you need some opaque white craft plastic. I'm using this from a roll. They do sell it in a roll, Grafix does, but you know, they also have 12 by 12 sheets, 9 by 12 sheets, and different. It comes in lots of different sizes, but I'm using opaque white craft plastic today. I need a Sharpie, and then I'm using the double tack mounting film to glue it all together. Okay, so those are the Grafix products we'll need. I also have some stamps. I have some acrylic paint and things like that to make some marks on it once we get the cover design cut out here. Just to give it some personalization. So first, I want to show you a really easy way to cut out and design this cover to be specific for your size book. I was going to make you a template and give it to you to download, whatever, but I just thought everybody might have a different size notebook, or you could even do this for like textbooks for school, whatever, okay? So what you're going to do is just open it, okay? And you want it to lay nice and flat if you can. And then I'm just putting it kind of in the middle. We're going to have flaps that fold over, right? So you just want to make sure you have enough room on either side for that. And the first thing we're going to do, we're just going to keep this really simple and easy because that's how I like to go. And we're just going to trace with the Sharpie around the book, okay? All the way around. Front cover, back cover, all one piece, okay? And then I'm going to make a little mark where the spine is, just so I know. And then we don't need this, all right? Now we've got, this is our book opened up, okay? The next thing we're going to do is we're going to use a ruler, and we're going to draw a straight line out to the edge. You can go all the way to the edge. We're not necessarily going to make the flap this big, but we just want something to start with. Okay, so now we have the middle part of the book and we have the flaps, all right? Then we are going to first decide how wide we want these flaps to be. These are going to fold over into our book, okay? So if I just bring the book back over, just to kind of give you an idea, this is going to fold over like this. So if you want it to go almost the whole way, you know, the whole cover here for this particular book, that's how it is, then that's fine. We'll just let it be the whole thing. But I think I want it to just be a little bit less than this. So I'm just going to decide how far I want it to go, and I'm going to make a crease. I think about halfway is pretty good. I'm going to make a crease there, and then I'm going to draw a line with my ruler. Let me bring this on over here and find my line. I am trying to keep it nice and straight, but this is just a good guide. Okay, so now when you have the line that you're going to, your full flap that you're going to make, then I want you to make a tab. Okay, so it's going to come in a little bit, and then I'm going to go up a little higher. I would say a full inch would probably be good. And this does not have to be particular or special or even very straight, because this is just going to fold under to, you know, to glue in so that it can cover the journal. You'll see it as we go here. Okay, so then we don't need this again. We're going to measure. This is the only measurement I'm going to do so that I make sure that both of these flaps that are going to fold in are the same. That's the only part I care about. So this looks like it is 4 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So I'm going to do the same thing on this side. This is a very large piece and it's a little unwieldy, but here we go. So we're going to mark it here and here, and then I'm just going to make my line so this is nice and even. And this is really the only measuring you have to do here. And that's if you want them to be the same size. Okay, then we're going to make our flap. Really simple. I just want it to be nice and easy for you. Not a lot of instruction. Okay, just make it tab in a little bit and you'll be just fine. Okay, now we're going to cut this out. So get your big scissors and cut it out. And just to be clear, we're only cutting around the outer edge. Obviously, this is going to be a fold line. We're going to fold in the middle. Okay, now I have this beautiful big piece cut out. Isn't that cool? I love using opaque craft plastic on a roll. I'm so excited about this. So we're not going to fold it now because this is going to be the outside. There's a little bit of sticky on here, which is fine. It'll get covered with paint. But we're gonna decorate this outside piece now with some paint and stamps and different things and design it how we want. And then when we build it and put it together, we'll be folding in, and I'll show you that part when we get there. So let's just have some fun now. Flip it over and get some paint and inking and stamping on here and make it whatever design we want. Okay, so now it's completely decorated. Whoa, look at all of this craziness. I'm really loving it. Of course, you can do whatever you like. You can use whatever colors you like, whatever patterns. This is me. This is fun. This is kind of crazy all over the place. But remember, we're going to just see it in small chunks, so it's going to look great. I'm super excited to see how this puts together. So I think we're ready. I use different kinds of acrylic paint. I use stamps and stencils, words, and then I use some Posca pens to just do a little doodling and outline some things just to finish it up. So now I'm ready to put it all together. Okay, so I'm going to flip this over, and this is when we're going to start making creases. So I'm just going to find my line here. Remember, this is the part in the middle that is for the journal. So we're just going to find this black line, and actually probably be easiest. You can get your ruler back out for a nice straight line, but I am going to start with my journal just to make sure I have it just right, okay? And I am just going to fold this right over to the edge of my journal and give it a really good crease. I'm trying not to, scratch it too much because I don't want to scratch any of the paint off, but I do want to have a good crease. And then we'll do the same thing on this side and just bring it nice and tight and give it a really good crease with your finger. Okay? And then we're going to, while we have the book in here, we might as well use it as a template. It's just so much easier this way. Okay, keep it in the center here, nice between the tabs. Now we're going to fold these tabs over, all right? So I'm just going to fold them completely over the bottom just to make sure they're nice and tight again, and that they're going to fit perfectly over this book. And then we'll tuck them where they're supposed to be in a minute. We just want to make sure we have a good crease, okay? And that it's going to hold our book really well. Same thing on the top. You just want to make it nice and tight. Make sure that corner is squared and give it a good burnish. I would just use your fingers. We're already looking great here. Okay, and then on this side, we'll do the same thing, making sure the corners are squared and that we've got nice crease on both of our tabs. Okay, come down to the bottom. And then you'll be able to use this on all of your journals that have, you know, that are the same size. So if you go through these composition books, like if you use it for school or just for journaling or whatever, and you know, you're done with one and you're going to start another, you can take this cover off and put it on the next one so you can keep reusing it. Okay, so I have all the folding done. All right, so now I'm going to take my journal out. Okay, and then we're going to get the double tack mounting film, which I talked about in the beginning. We've got good creases here. Okay, so now we're going to take some scissors and we're just going to make sure it's going to fit right inside this tab. This is really the only place we want to put adhesive. Now that is if you want to be able to take this journal cover off and use it on a bunch of journals. You know, like I was just saying, like when you're done with this journal and you are going to use the next one, you want to take this cover off and put it on the next journal. If you want to do that, then you really just need to put adhesive on these 4 tabs. But if you are like, nope, I just want this journal cover to be on this journal forever, you could put this double tack adhesive on the inside of this cover and stick the whole cover down, you know, and the tabs. And even this side, I mean, you could put adhesive wherever you want at that point, and then it will just stick there forever. So it depends on what you want to do and what your plans are for this journal cover. All right. So if you're going to do it the way I'm doing it, or I'm just putting adhesive on the tabs, you don't want adhesive on the inside. You want it on the outside because this is going to stick to this. We don't want any part of the adhesive to be on the actual journal because we want to be able to take the journal out. Okay, so let's do that now. So to use the double tack mounting film, it's basically just a sheet of adhesive that you can get to cut to any size or shape that you want. It's really fantastic and it's super sticky. And so I'm just going to lift off a corner and pull one side of the protective paper off of it. So now we've got a sticky side here, and I'm just going to stick it right onto my tab where I want it and burnish it down really well so it's nice and stuck. And then I'm going to do the same to the top, and when I'm ready to stick it, I will peel this top layer off and we'll do that. Okay, so I'm just going to do one side here and show you, and then I'll do the other side the exact same way. So I'm just peeling one side of this protective paper off of here, making sure my tab is stuck down really, really nicely. Okay. Getting some adhesive on here, give it a really good burnish. Now this adhesive piece is a little bit bigger than this tab, but it's no big deal because I can just fold it over and it's all going to stick beautifully. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is make sure I know what I'm doing here. Make sure I've got a good crease. Yep, everything looks good. Okay, so now I'm going to peel off the top layer. So now all I'm left with is this perfect sheet of adhesive here. I'm folding this over because it was a little bit too big, but that's no big deal. Okay, doing the same thing down here. Okay, now I'm ready to stick this to here. And we're just going to make sure the tabs stay in. Once it's stuck, it really isn't going to go anywhere, so I just want to be really deliberate. And I want to make sure that I'm lining, I can feel the line up there. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that I've got a good crease here and that this tab is lined up nicely with the top as well. Okay, I think we're good. That feels pretty good. I can't really see up there. Okay, and then the same thing down here. I'm going to flatten this out. Make sure we've got a good crease. There we go. It's going to bubble up like this because it's that craft plastic and it's waiting for the journal. Okay, so now I'm just going to do the same exact thing to this other side that I did to this side. Okay? Okay, ooh, check it out. We're getting closer. How cool is this? I'm so excited. Okay, so now we have it done. So now we're just going to take our journal and stick in the front page. Make sure it's in there nice and secure. And then stick in the back cover. Sorry, I said back page, I meant cover. And we're going to make sure it's on top of those. Let's see. The second side is always a little trickier because you've got the tension there. There we go. All right, here we go. Oh my gosh. Make sure it lays nice and flat. Very, very cool. Oh, look at that baby. Maybe we need to make a closure for it. That would be pretty cool too. Okay, so the last thing I want to do is put something on the front here. I made this frame, or I stamped it from a stamp that I had, and I just want to put it on the front here and then put my name in it so everyone knows this is my journal. Okay, so I'm going to use some more of the double tack. And I'm just going to cut a random piece off here and we'll make it fit into here. So I'm going to flip this over. And I'm putting the double tack. Now you see it goes off the edge a little bit. It's okay because I'll just put it back onto the back of this stamped image in a second once I get this back piece off here. Okay, and I think this fits really nice right here in the middle. Okay, and I'm just going to put my name and Posca on the front of this, and then I'll be done. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. I love this journal. Oh, maybe I want some yellow around this edge here. I just feel like it needs a little bit more color. Here we go. That looks great. So here we are. Here is our awesome journal cover for our notebook. This could be for school, could be for an art journal even. How cool would that be? So today we used opaque white craft plastic from Grafix on a roll, but you could definitely do this with any size depending on the size journal you're making. And we also used the double tack mounting film to stick it all together. And we have this awesome, fun, look at that back cover, so fun. I absolutely love this journal. I'm excited to get started using it and put my journaling thoughts in here. If you found some inspiration here today, please visit graphicarts.com to learn more about their products and find more inspiration. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.